is up, guys? Happy Wednesday. So, in case you guys did not see like the title or the bio, whatever however you want to call it, of this video, this is all about, recovering from workouts, okay? Why you're not recovering. So, and then obviously how to recover better. So, how do you know if you're not recovering? For some people, they may not be able to tell. There's a couple different ways to tell. One, it is normal to be sore, for a day or two after your workout. Like some people, they're always 2 dayers. They won't feel it the day after, but 2 days, they're fried. But if you're sore, 4, 5, 6 days after the workout, that's a good like telltale sign that you're not recovering. Another good one, or like a good indicator, is that you just feel like shot. Okay, nothing necessarily hurts, but you just don't really have any energy. Again, we all have those off days. We didn't sleep very well, hormones are off, stress is up, and we feel a little bit tired. But if, for a whole week you just feel like the life is sucked out of you, that might be another good indicator that you're not recovering. Another good one is that your strength is down. Again, all of us have off strength days. One day this weight feels like, it's a pillow. We could lift it forever. The next time it feels like a semi-truck. However, let's say, for the past year, you could do 20 push-ups nonstop, and now you can't do 3. Okay, that's you're pretty beat. That's a pretty good indicator that you guys are not recovering. So, so now you kind of know what to look for to see if you're not recovering. Here are a couple reasons why you're not recovering. Okay, our first one is pretty relevant to kind of the situation that we're in now, and that is stress. Okay, stress plays. As you guys know, stress plays a huge role in a lot of our functions. Stress. What stress does to the heart. What's stress does to the brain. What it does to the gut. What it really rules a lot of our daily functioning. So if you're overly stressed, because of the virus, work, kids, family, personal issues, whatever it may be, stress can play a big role in why you are not recovering. Okay. Another one is diet. I mean, at the end of the day, what you put in, your body's going to use that to recover from those workouts. So if you guys are working out 4 or 5 times a week, doing these virtual workouts, and all you're eating is Sour Patch Kids and Bud Light, how can you guys expect to feel good and feel that your body is repairing itself and getting stronger? And so I think it's crucial. Again, I know it can be kind of hard right now. Some foods may not be available when we go to the store. It can be tough, but you guys, try your best. Again, you don't have to be perfect, okay? No one's expecting you to act like you're a dietitian and every meal is fantastic. Of course not. No one expects that. However, if you're struggling to recover and struggling to perform in the workouts, a diet is looking at your diet is a pretty easy fix. You can look at it and be like, okay, like I said earlier, all I'm eating is Sour Patch Kids and Bud Light. I probably should switch that up. It doesn't take a genius to realize that's probably not the right route. The Sour Patch Kids and Bud Light for working out. So diet is a big one. Another one is sleep. There a lot of the fitness people I follow, whether they're bodybuilders, power lifters, athletic trainers, whatever realm of exercise and fitness, they're in. Sleep is a recurring theme in terms of, not only recovering, but getting stronger, how to be the best in your, your field. These bodybuilders that go on stage that are, 250 pounds, they have, 4% body fat, and they're just these monsters, Yeah, they work out like crazy. Yeah, they diet like crazy. And yes, most of them, if not all of them, are taking steroids, but also they're all getting, 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep. You're not going to be the best with 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Again, I get it that, sometimes, life gets in the way and we don't always get those 8 hours. Again, I'm guilty of it, especially when it's school. I think it was my sophomore year of college was probably the worst year for me. I was working a lot. and then I was working a lot. I had school, and then on top of the school, I had 10 hours a week of being a research assistant. And I was also that I think that's also right when I started dating Grace. So I had all I was never home. I was never sleeping. I wasn't taking care of myself, but I was just super drained. So sleep is a big one. Okay, I don't think that's gonna be a surprise to anyone. Another one that some people don't really kind of pay attention to is kind of being like overworked, and more specifically your nervous system being fatigued. Okay, muscles can recover at a decent rate. The nervous system might take a little bit longer to recover. So even if you don't feel sore, like you don't have that muscle soreness, if you feel weak or tired, like fatigue, I guess is a better term instead of tired, it could be your nervous system. That's why, if you guys kind of look at the way the strength days are based, squat is one day and deadlift is another day. Okay, it's kind of hard right now because we don't really have heavy weights, but at Raw, where we normally have access to heavier weights and we really can push ourselves, squats are very demanding on the nervous system, and so are deadlifts. Okay, so if I had you guys do a heavy squat and a heavy deadlift in the same workout, you'd be really taxing your nervous system. You're not going to perform very well in that workout, and it might trickle into the next couple of days. Now, again, if you guys deadlift and then we do like speed squats, that's not a problem, okay? Bodyweight squats like that. But if we're talking, deadlifting your 5-rep max and then squatting your 5-rep max, you're really going to be asking a lot out of your nervous system. And so, that's one way we can kind of avoid overworking the nervous system. But at the end of the day, you can still overdo it, for example, one style of lifting in powerlifting. So if you don't know what powerlifting is, guys, it is when you essentially try to lift as heavy as you can for squat, bench, and deadlift. There's competitions in it. Actually, a guy just set a world record on the deadlift like 2 weeks ago. If you guys watch Game of Thrones, he was the Mountain. His name's Thor Bjornsson. So in that powerlifting world, a common method, I don't know how to really phrase it, it's called deload. And so let's say, they go hard for 8 weeks, they, lift heavy, they do their normal program. What a deload would be is, let's say they normally do like 6 sets of, of 2 or 3 reps at, 1,000,000 pounds. Their deload week, they might only do like 3 sets. So still getting in some strength, but they're really like cutting down on the volume to give their nervous system some rest. Okay, so it is important. Again, it's a little bit hard. There's no, as far as I'm aware, in terms of gyms, there's really not much you can do to measure your nervous system fatigue. Maybe in like a real at a really high end university that has great physiology stuff, but in terms of any gym being able to afford it and any trainer being able to run it, I don't think it exists. So that one doesn't always get enough attention, but having an overly fatigued nervous system is definitely a very real thing that we need to watch out for. So those are kind of why we're not recovering. Now let's get into what you guys can do. So for the first one, going back to stress, finding, obviously I know stress is very complex, why people have stress, but it's finding those stress relieving techniques that you guys like, and again, if it's therapy, if that helps relieve stress, go to therapy. There's, telehealth therapy sessions, right now. As I get, some of them can be expensive, insurance might not cover it, etc. But there's no shame in seeing somebody if the stress is kind of overwhelming you. Other things, like for me, some of you guys know I'm a huge dog lover. So just spending time with Rascal, or even, there's a bunch of dog Instagrams. So I have a couple favorite dogs. I'll watch their videos. There's one dog named Goose. He's a Vizsla, and they call it the Goosey Grumbles. Whenever he wakes up in the morning, he grumbles, and I think it's cute. It's funny. I look forward to it every single morning to watch the Goosey Grumbles. Another one, I'm doing it very frequently, is going for drives. Rolling the windows down, playing some music, and just relax and going to a place that I'm not really used to. Like, for example, last night I drove. So I live in Washington Township on 32 Mile, kind of by the high school, I guess the old high school. I drove all the way through Oxford, and then don't make fun of me, guys. I don't know how to pronounce if it's Orion or Orion Township. I don't know which one it is, because there's Lake Orion, but then there's Orion's Belt. So and they're all spelled the same. So I don't know how it's pronounced. But I've never been there before. So I drove through there, turned around, went back, and so that was a nice little stress reliever for me. It's nice to see that the world is there's still something out there. After being kind of locked down all this time. So that's a good stress reliever for me. Going for walks, anything like that. Yes, I know working out is a big stress reliever for people. However, like I said, if your body is really fatigued and needs to recover, you might want to find a less taxing form of stress relief. Also, kind of touching on diet, maximizing your whole foods. Again, you're only as good as you put in. One example, this is a statistics example, but I had one kid in my class. We're talking about running statistical programs for research, and he had a professor that once told him, put garbage in, get garbage out. If you don't run a good statistical model, you're gonna get garbage. And that is just like in health. You put garbage in, you're gonna get garbage out. So maximize your whole foods. Try to limit processed garbage. And if you have a hard time, and whether it's the whole, for the whole foods, is maximizing that protein, guys. That's really gonna help with recovery. And also if you have a hard time getting in the protein due to, meat shortages, or if you do not eat meat, there's protein. Obviously at Raw, we have our whey protein. I'm not sure if you guys saw, Danny posted a couple days ago that SFH, the company that makes the high quality whey that we have, has either is already came out, or it's in the process of coming out, a plant-based protein. And if I'm correct, it's pea protein. That's the plant-based from it. So getting in that protein. Also, again, I would take this, depending on where you're at in terms of weight loss. I'll talk about carbs for a second. Carbs kind of get a bad rap, if you look at one carb, you'll gain 100 pounds. The resurgence of keto, if you guys are really, as you guys may be aware, keto is pretty much the Atkins diet, just revitalized. Yeah, there's a little bit of difference. It's pretty much the same garbage, in my opinion. And they demonize carbs. To me, yes, okay, if you eat 400 grams of carbs a day, and your goal is to lose weight, you're going to have a hard time. However, if you guys are drained, again, don't go crazy, but even just having like half of an apple, handful of blueberries, or for me, it sounds kind of goofy, I like baby food. There's a Happy Baby is one organic one that they have at Whole Foods, and they have it at Kroger too. I like their apple, strawberry, and oats one. And then there's this one, I forgot the name. Danny knows it. It's because it's what he gives Nico, but it's in this little glass jar. It's not Gerber. And they have like an apple cinnamon one. And they're usually like, 90 calories or something. I mean, again, it's baby food. It's not going to be a full course meal. It's just going to be a little bit of carbs to give you a little bit of energy. But again, I'd really prioritize getting that protein in. Okay. And again, sleep if you can. And again, guys, I know, sleep is hard to come by, sometimes, especially if you guys have a demanding job, if you have kids, you have parents you have to look after, anything like that. I totally get it. But even if it means, just, sleeping 15 minutes longer, or anything like that, do your best, to, get a little bit of sleep in. Also, this might sound a little, like, not hypocritical, but like a little weird coming from a trainer, but it is okay to take a day or two off. Okay. Kind of think of it like a NASCAR car going into a pit stop. It will not win this race if it just keeps going in circles and never gets its tires changed, never gets the fuel refill. All right. So if you need a day or two to recover, do it. You know, you are, trust me, guys, you are not going to, if you take 2 days off, 3 or 4 days off, if you really need, you are not going to lose all of the progress you made. Again, the first 2 days, you might be a little slow, but if you lost 15 pounds and you take 4 days off, you're not going to gain those 15 pounds again. Okay. If you eat like crazy, then maybe. But, you guys know what I'm saying. Taking a couple days off is not the end of the world. All right? And then kind of my last point is, it's called like active recovery. And I like this one because you get to stay moving. So if you guys like, you guys can do the mobility sessions, okay, that we offer. The stretching, the mobility movements, and then the activation. It's not overly taxing, but you're getting some blood flowing, you're just getting the body moving, or if you like just to go for a light walk, take your dog, take your family, whatever you got. Again, it's not a race. You're not trying to set a world record here for, how fast you can walk. Take in the fresh air, get some blood, pumping. Obviously we also offer the yoga. I don't do yoga. It's just not me. It's not me. If you got, I don't know how intense Brooks yoga is because everyone has different yoga styles. Some people are more like real zen, calm, and then other people. I'm not gonna say her name. There's just one trainer that I know. Not that raw, obviously. Her yoga is like ridiculously hard. There's nothing wrong with that. And people prefer certain ways. Some people like a more meditative, relaxing. Other people want to break a sweat. And so the yoga that Brooke offers maybe for you guys too. Again, anything, keep blood flowing. Get some lactic acid, kind of build up, kind of out of the joints and the muscles. Like for example, if you guys know, lactic acid kind of builds up when you guys work out, when you do anything, and that can help cause that soreness. So if you guys didn't know, I was a baseball player, and I kind of throw a little bit weird. I was a catcher, and we always had to throw with a short arm to be quick. But instead of like coming here and just like throwing shit at the top, I kind of went a little bit sidearm. So catch the ball, bring it to my ear, and kind of flick it this way. And that's just what felt natural for me. I was the most accurate this way. For me, it was quicker. That was how I played. And for me, and because I threw a lot, I was a catcher. Every pitch, all the time. My elbow would get sore. Or obviously our pitchers who are throwing very hard, all the time, after our pitchers would pitch in practice, they would run laps to get that lactic acid kind of more, dispersed throughout the body, so it's not all built up in their elbow. So I'm not saying, hey guys, go for run a marathon to get the lactic acid out, but walking or even doing the mobility or the yoga to get some of that blood pumping, to get that lactic acid kind of out of your system will definitely help. But again, guys, there is no perfect answer for why you are not recovering. Again, there's multiple factors, like I already mentioned, but and depending on who you are, I can maybe guess. If you say, David, I do the raw workout 7 days a week. I run 5 days a week. I sleep 4 hours a day, and I eat, iceberg lettuce, and that's it. I can probably guess why you're not recovering. But, obviously that's, an exaggeration. But for other people, it's a little bit harder, why you aren't. And it's kind of like a trial and error, Improving your diet will always help. Sleeping more will always help. If you need to take that, 2 or 3 day break, kind of make that as your deload, that may help as well. But yeah, guys, that is about it. If you guys have any questions about recovery, about what other methods of active recovery you guys can do, anything like that, obviously, feel free. to comment below. But yeah, you know, I will see you guys in how many hours? Let's see, what time is it? It's 2:20. So I'll see you guys in about 2 hours and 10 minutes for our workout. So I hope to see you guys there. Other than that, you know, that's it, guys. Take care.